for our broadcast today, but he will be behind the camera.
Sure, Trisha. Whatever you say.
Hey, we still having our 10 or a meeting at the.
We have to.
Okay.
No one.
Because I don't know what's going on, which is.
We're going to let everyone know what's going on in just 3 minutes.
Do I have to watch this?
Probably closer.
Yes.
It's probably closer to 2 minutes now.
Probably 2 minutes. We're going to let everybody know what's happening.
And I won't be here. Carrie will be here.
No, you are not going to be here at all.
Trisha, will you do that dance?
Yes, I will do a dance. I dance on command.
Yeah.
Dance on demand. That's it. Hearing me speak, if you're seeing just the mouse move, you should let us know right away.
What if I have a problem with what you're saying?
If you do not like what I'm saying, that is an entirely different issue that we will address when you arrive in Boston.
It's an issue that we deal with on a daily basis here in Boston.
The support I get is overwhelming, which is why John will not be joining us for the broadcast.
Glad to be here with you, Trisha. Carrie will be coming for the broadcast, right?
Yes, she will.
Carrie knows a lot more about this stuff than I do.
But you can.
Yes.
Your answers would be funnier.
Yeah, my answers probably would be funnier. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not to me. Won't be funny to me.
So we have 6 people online. Do we know where they're from?
Yeah. Do we know where they're from?
We will also have this on demand.
Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah, we got some names.
Any countries or just
Any countries? Yeah.
Names.
Just names.
What are their names? We know who is on. The people who are on are now my favorites.
Christina.
Okay.
Is it with us?
Diana.
Oh, Diana. Okay.
Fatima.
Great.
Miriam Walid. From Egypt. Mina.
Okay.
Iraq.
David Hoderney.
Oh,
David!
hello, Dave O'Durney.
Dave, good to see you, Dave.
Well, Carrie's here, Trisha, so I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna let Carrie have my chair.
It'll be a great loss.
So, see you all in Boston.
Is that our opening music?
Okay.
I dance on demand.
I dance on demand. TrishaRader.com.
I dance on demand, but not when people are videotaping. Well, I try not to. I try not to when people are videotaping. Okay, no one wants to hear about my dance moves.
No.
I will show you in Boston.
I know. Well,
It was a bad experience. All right.
Okay.
So we already have questions popping in? Okay.
to screw
I'm sorry.
everything up.
I'm
I'm just trying not to screw everything up.
I'm nervous.
Let's all be nervous.
Okay. No questions yet.
All right, well, that's good. We started a broadcast. We don't have any questions to start off with. Excellent.
It's pretty short.
Thank you for tuning in. All right, are we ready to roll?
Sure.
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
Nothing.
we're live.
You know, these production people. What happened to go? Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. All right.
Nice.
Hang on.
Oh boy.
Excellent. By the time we got a little. That's all I wanted. All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For those of you that don't know me, I am Trisha Reynard, and with me, yes, thank you for your applause. Thank you.
And I'm Carrie Johnston.
Applause around the world. Yeah. Okay, so the purpose of this broadcast is to give you the final information, to review the schedule, and answer any questions you have before you arrive in Boston, preferably before you arrive in Boston. So we are going to be going over the travel, the conference, what to bring. And if you have any questions, what you have to do is click the link below us. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's a questions button right over. Just click on that and ask your question, and I'm going to be monitoring it while we're doing the broadcast.
Right. We're going to quickly go through the schedule. I'm not going to give you all of the details because we'd be here for a while.
Right. You guys all should have actually received a copy of it.
Right. The schedule will change. So do not, for the most part, the things that are on the schedule are going to stay, but we will probably be adding to it. So do not plan your free time yet, although there's really not a lot of free time.
No.
But don't plan anything yet until you arrive in Boston and get your final schedule in your program book. Fair enough?
Right.
Okay. So, Carrie, why don't we talk about where we are with travel right now?
All right, everybody should have received their travel information as of last Thursday, and a couple people received it on Friday. But there are a couple countries in which the embassy was actually doing the travel themselves. So, for anybody coming from Algeria, from Bahrain, from Chad, from Niger, from Palestine, and from Spain, you guys should have all received your travel through the embassy. And if you haven't received your travel yet, please let me know. And that goes for actually anybody who is actually traveling here. If you have not received the information, the Women2Women information and your travel, please let me know.
That would be very important. And who is coming? A final list.
Final list. We've got 12 countries. So we've got Algeria, we've got Bahrain, we've got somebody from Cape Verde, Chad, Egypt, Iraq, Libya, Morocco, Niger, Palestine, Spain, South Sudan, Syria, and the United States, including Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Washington, D.C.
Which is why Dave Hoderney is joining us today. And his students. Okay. So we are very excited. I think and we also have alumni coming back.
We do.
So we have about, I want to say 14 alums joining us again, and they are from the United States, Saudi Arabia, Tunisia, Egypt. Mm-hmm. I know I'm forgetting someone.
We got the U.S.
Yes, we have the United States. So either way, you're going to have a lot of people around you that can answer questions about the schedule, action plans. We're all here to help you along throughout the whole week because it's going to be a busy week. Okay, so as you all know or should know by now, you are going to be staying on a college campus. You're going to be staying at Wheelock College, which is in the Fenway area. This is a very busy area because when you arrive, there is a big concert. Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake. You're not going to the concert, but there's a big concert that's going to cause a lot of traffic. And also our favorite baseball team is at Fenway Park. So you're in a great area. It's also, some of the best medical facilities around. Hopefully you will not need them. But if you do, you are in luck.
And there are shopping areas right around that area as well. So that's going to be a question.
Do not plan your free time yet. Again, we have 1 week to change the world. So there are, and you will have access to the internet and email.
Right. There's computers inside the college, the campus center where most of the things we're doing at Wheelock will be, but there's also going to be computers at the dorms as well.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the schedule. Some of you are arriving on the 9th. That's just the way the airline logistics have worked out. Mm-hmm. So some of you are arriving on the 9th. For those of you arriving on the 9th, we will meet you at the airport. We will have signs, so you won't be able to miss us. In your packages, though, you will have our contact information, our cell phones. Yep. So be sure to bring that with you so that if anything happens, you're delayed or whatever, we're going to be keeping track of the flights. But if you have any questions or whatever, you'll have our cell phones.
Yeah, so make sure you keep it in your carry-on or keep it with you so it's not packed away in your luggage.
Okay. Saturday is airport day. Yep. So we will be at the airport. I will be at the airport. Terminal E is my favorite. Yeah. So for those of you arriving from other countries, you get me. We will have transportation to Wheelock College, where Carrie will be checking you in. Mm-hmm. If you're there for lunch and dinner, we will provide lunch and dinner. And then there's a dessert social in the evening where you'll be able to meet some of the alums that are there. I will probably still be in Terminal E because I missed the dessert social every year.
Yeah, I think we plan it that way.
Yeah, I think you do because I love cake. Okay, so that's happening. So Saturday is a travel day. So if you arrive early, you rest up. You can walk around the city. You can do what you want. You have some free time, depending on what time you arrive. Okay, so Sunday, again, because it's the weekend, we have breakfast/brunch. So you'll have the cafeteria will be open, which you will know where that is by then. Yep. So you'll have that open from 10 to 2. You can go anytime during that time. And then you'll have some free time in the morning until early afternoon. So you can just, that's the time to get into shopping. That's the only time to get into shopping, technically. But at 1:00, we want to start doing some icebreakers. Hopefully at that point, everyone will be there, even if we do have flight delays, which has happened. Mm-hmm. So we will do some icebreakers. We'll have everyone get to know one another. And then we're going right into the conference orientation. We don't have a lot of time this time. I mean, we're really stuck on 1 week. Usually we have an extra day, but this time we have to really get going. After we do the conference orientation, you're going to hear from the founder of the program, Rick Rendon. You're going to hear from our co-chairs. They're going to give you an overview of what to expect, the schedule, the rules, because there are rules. And after that, we're going to be talking about action plans. We'll have a couple of our alums come in and talk about what they did and answer some more of your questions. I know you're going to have questions about action plans. Perfectly normal. We'll explain to you exactly what needs to happen, but you'll also be assigned. One of the alumni will be assigned to you. Actually, two will be assigned to groups. We're going to basically pair you up with the people who have done this before, so that if you have any questions, if you have questions about your action plan or the schedule, whatever, they can be your first contact. Okay. Right. After the what is an action plan, we'll break for dinner. And then we will come back and we'll hear from Todd Packin. He is a philanthropist, he is an author, and he'll be talking to you about being happy. Think it's a good message to kick off the week?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Monday, we are doing things a little different this year. Every year it is different because I guess we like to change it up and make it challenging. But this year, you're going to be traveling to different campuses throughout the week, and you're going to be hearing from some of the best about human rights, negotiation. So Monday, we're going to be going to Harvard, and you're going to be at the law school, and you're going to be listening. Well, our first speaker is Victoria Butson. She joins us every year, and she is the executive director of the Women in Public Policy program. She's going to lay the groundwork where women are around the world, and you're going to break out into your issues. Well, you're going to be breaking out into groups, and you're going to be talking about the issues that you believe are impacting women in your country. So you can all get a good sense of where we are and have a better understanding of the issues that are impacting everyone here at the conference. I'm not explaining that correctly, but you get the idea. And then we'll be going over action plans again. We're going to break for lunch, and then we are going to meet with Susan Hackley on the art of negotiation. Now, this one is always a highlight for me because we talk about women as negotiators and best practices. You're going to learn a lot in this. I think you're going to like it a lot. After that, we will have everything is a very quick break. So when we say 15 minutes, we mean 15 minutes. And we're going to be rushing you back in because these people are taking time out of their day to join us, and we want to be respectful of their time. So we will be back. We're going to be meeting with Sharmila Murphy, who is going to be talking about human rights and also water diplomacy. I will not do that justice, so I will let Sharmila talk about that. We'll be going back to Wheelock, and we will then meet and just talk again about action plans. We'll meet in our groups and go over what we learned today and start developing that action plan. We'll have dinner, and we are incorporating cultural presentation. So Carrie, want to talk about that?
It's not something that's mandatory that everybody does. It's something if you want to talk about where you're from, if you have pictures, if you have cultural dress that you want to bring, it's just an opportunity for you to talk about where you're from.
Yeah. Now it's mandatory that you attend.
Right.
And if you want to share something about your country, this gives us all a better sense of where you're from, what you're most proud of. This is supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to give us all a chance to learn something. So, some people have done PowerPoints. You don't have to.
I was going to say it can be very informal that you can just get up there and talk if you want to.
You want to bring your flag, bring your flags. Some groups have, they've actually performed their national anthem.
Right.
So it could be anything, but it's a really fun thing, and it's great for us to learn about these different countries. It's kind of unique that you're going to be in a room with young leaders from 12 different countries. So let's, you have to make the most out of it. All right, so that's a long day, but then it brings us to Tuesday. We are going to be at Wheelock. We're going to stay at Wheelock. We're going to hear from a keynote speaker, Margaret McKenna, who is she was formerly the president of another college in the Cambridge area, Lesley. She was also the president of the Walmart Foundation. She's very heavy into politics and women in education. We will then go into a panel, and it's called Women Making Change. It's women that have focused on different issues, whether it's violence, human trafficking, FGM. And we're going to be not only hearing from them and their experience, but I believe we're going to be breaking out into discussion groups so that you can learn more about the issue, ask them questions. Again, this is to help you start thinking about what you can do when you go home. We will then go into the basics of public speaking. Now, not everybody likes to get up in front of a group and speak. Mm-hmm. You will at some point have to do it, like on Friday. So we will give you some tips on how you do that. I mean, I hate it, but you have to do it.
Oh yeah, no,
So,
not a fan.
all right. So then we will break for lunch. We will come back. We will hear from Charlie Rose from City Year. We will have a short break for team meetings. Again, that's just for us to do a check in, make sure that everybody's doing good and understanding the content, and again, thinking about your action plans. Right after that, we're going to hear from one of our co-chairs, Prithi Rao. As you'll see on the schedule, she's the executive director of the Massachusetts Women's Political Caucus. She's going to tell you more about her role. But basically, what the caucus does is they help women get elected into office. And that's extremely important because women tend to focus on women's issues and pushing those things forward and creating policy and laws. So Preeti is actually putting together a panel on how you put together a campaign. The reason why that's important is because a lot of the things that go into a campaign would go into an action plan. So you'll be learning about organizing, fundraising, trying to get support and awareness for your issue. And then we are going to hear from one of our alums, Sherazad, who's going to be talking about the different types of leadership. Now, that I think is going to be interesting because, there are different types of leaders, and what kind of leader are you, and where do you fit in all of this? We will break for dinner. They're already exhausted. Okay? And then, I know, I'm tired too. And then we will have a screening of Girls Rising. I have intentionally not sent out the trailer, but I think I should. I think this is going to be a great film for everybody. And after that, at 8 o'clock, we have Work on Your Action Plans. Okay, which brings us to Wednesday. Wednesday, we are going to be at Babson College. So you'll be outside. We're going to be in Waltham for Babson College. And as you'll see on the schedule, we're going to be talking about the difference between thinking like a manager and thinking like an entrepreneur. This is all a very interactive workshop. We're going to be meeting with someone who has a group focusing on human trafficking. And then we'll be going back and starting through design thinking. So that I think is going to be a really interesting day. I think you're going to like it quite a bit. When we come back, you will have dinner, and then we are going to the Esplanade. Should the weather hold out, you're going to the Esplanade. This is an outdoor area. One of our co-chairs is also in a symphony. So we're going to the symphony outside. It should be beautiful. Hopefully it's not raining.
Yeah.
That'd
be good.
And then you're done with the day. So at 9 o'clock, you're all done.
That's all.
That's all. Okay, Thursday, we're going to Tufts University, the Fletcher School, and that is in Medford, Massachusetts. So again, you're going to do a little touring around. We are extremely fortunate. We're going to be meeting with the dean at the Fletcher School. And then we are going into a workshop on social networking. So do you want to explain that a little bit?
Well, first, I know one of the things that we asked you guys to do was to go online and to do the survey. So that is still really important that you guys, if you have not had a chance to do it, we really need you guys to go online and do the survey. It'll take you at most maybe 10 minutes maximum. So please go online. Basically, Rusty Tunnard, we've worked with him for a couple years now, and the information that you do in the survey is actually going to be what helps him put together his social media program. And he basically talks about how social networks and social media has basically, it's changing the world. I mean, you look at what happened with the Arab Spring and everything. So that's what he's going to talk about. But he's going to use the social networks that you guys have started with Women2Women 2013.
Yes. So it's very important that you complete the survey. So please do that as soon as you can. All right. After we hear from Rusty, we are going to go back to Wheelock. The timing on this may change a little bit. We're probably going back to Wheelock and then having lunch. But again, check your schedule when you get it, when you arrive. After lunch, we are going to be hearing from Jane Christo. She was one of the founders of National Public Radio here in Boston, and she's going to be talking to you about understanding the media. So we're looking forward to that. Jane's been with us a couple of years. After Jane, we will have dinner. And then after dinner, we're going to continue with cultural presentations. So a lot of times what happens is a lot of people are interested in sharing something. So even if you're coming in a group, I know we have a few people coming from Egypt. If you don't want to do one together and you wanted to share something different, that's fine too. I mean, we'll make plenty of time for cultural presentations. All right. And after that, guess what? Work on your action plans.
Right, because Friday is when you actually are going to be presenting your action plans.
Yes.
So it's your kind of last opportunity to, talk to us if you have questions or,
Yes.
to go over it. And
These are verbal presentations. You do not have the opportunity to do PowerPoint, video, nothing. This is you standing up in front of a panel of people and explaining your issue and what you're going to do when you go home. And the panel's job is to make sure that what you're planning to do is safe, it's responsible, and reasonable. Okay. We are going to start off with a keynote. Then you're going to have another chance to work on your action plans. We'll break for lunch, and then we'll go to the
this is
State House.
Friday.
Yes. Okay. All right. So you want to just take it from there on the what's going to happen at the State House?
At the State House, what we're going to do is we will actually be dividing you up beforehand so that you'll know where we're going to divide you up into, I believe, 3 different rooms that you're going to do your action plans out of. So we'll let you know which room you're going in. And then you will be doing your action plans in front of the panels. And they'll give you feedback. And that will go on from like 1:30 to 3 o'clock. And then at 3 o'clock to 5:30, you have time for shopping.
Yes. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of time.
But there's some good shops right around that area. So 2.5 hours will be a good amount of time.
You can do some damage in 2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah. And then from there, we're going to go back to Wheelock, where we'll have dinner. And
yes, it looks like we're going to try and do a barbecue. Again, this is all
excellent.
weather permitting, but it looks like we'll have a barbecue. It's our last night together.
Mhm.
The week is going to fly by. So it should be a lot of fun.
Right. And then Saturday is travel day. So
Airport day.
Right. A lot of airport runs. We will let you guys know the timing as to when we're going to have shuttles ready to take you over to the airport to your different terminals. So we'll be posting that in Peabody Hall in the dorms. And if, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
And we will have breakfast, brunch, and dinner available for everybody that is going to be on campus for the day until you're heading home.
Yes. Now, I know I saw a question on Facebook saying, who's leaving on that day, who's not. We only arrange travel for you to get here and for you to leave on the 17th.
Right.
So anybody that's extending their stay is not through us.
Right. Everybody is leaving on the 17th.
Yes.
From Wheelock College.
All right. Do we have any questions yet?
Nope.
Wow. We are extremely thorough. All right. So what to bring? Go ahead.
I think Mr.
Oh, we have a question in the back.
Is it important to be punctual?
Excellent question. In case you didn't hear it, the question was, is it important to be punctual? Carrie, you want to take this one?
It is very important to be punctual. All of our speakers are taking time, like you said, out of their day. So it's really important that you show up on time. In the mornings, more than likely, we will have you sign in. And if you're not there, we will come to the dorms and find you. So it's very important that you guys are there for every presentation.
I have a question. Do you have to go to all the workshops?
You absolutely have to go to all the workshops. Yes.
Why is that, Carrie?
Again,
Because we have 1 week to teach you how to
the
change
world.
the world.
Wow.
You can't miss any of it.
Right. And we have alumni that are going to be there as well that are going to come find you.
Yes. No, you.
So, no, it's very important that you do attend everything.
All right. So now we can get into, what do you bring?
Well, what do you bring? First of all, Wheelock, when you arrive, you're going to have 1 pillow, you'll have your bed linens, a blanket, and 2 bath towels. Those will be provided to you by Wheelock. So they will be in your dorm room when you check in. If you want to bring additional like towels or anything like that, you can do that, but that is what Wheelock is definitely providing for you. Very important for anybody traveling internationally. Number 1, call home. Make sure you do call home. Let your parents know that you've arrived. If you're bringing your own phone, you might want to, number 1, make sure it's going to work here in the U.S. first. Number 2, you can always buy an international calling card. You can do that online, or you can do that when you arrive here in the U.S. And you also can buy SIM cards here in the U.S. that will help with your phone if your phone does work with a SIM card.
But if possible, come with one, because it's not going to be easy for you to run out and get one.
Right, absolutely. conversion plugs. We run on 120 volts, 60 hertz, so you might need a conversion plug if you're coming internationally. Bring your toiletries. If you want to bring a laptop or a camera, definitely bring them, but bring it at your own risk.
Yes.
You're responsible for that. All the dorms have locks on the doors, but
people tend to leave them behind by accident.
Right, you leave them in your bag and forget, and you leave your bag, and then somebody else might pick up your bag.
Yeah.
So if you're bringing them, just make sure that you know where they are at all times.
You are responsible for all of your own things, which brings me to another point. You can bring whatever you want, but you have to carry it, and you are responsible for it. The carrying part is extremely important. We are not going to carry bags, so if you can carry it, you can bring it. Don't rely on elevators. There are stairs. Okay, there's
Right.
my go.
Okay.
Some people bring suitcases that are bigger than that.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
I am one of those people. I pack way too much all the time, but
So do I. Absolutely.
I carry it. Okay.
All right, roommates. You guys will all have a roommate from another country, and you cannot change your roommates when you get here. And yeah, you may not change roommates, and we're not going to take any requests for roommates.
No.
I think we have some questions coming in, so if you want to.
Sure, I'll keep going. All right. So again, what to bring? Money for incidentals. We are going to provide your transportation on the ground while you're here. We're going to give you breakfast, lunch, and dinner, some snacks in between. But anything you want to purchase is what you have to bring. So some people will say, well, how much money should I bring? It's up to you. Now, good question here, though. Luggage fees. Check with your airline carrier. You are responsible for your own luggage. So some airline carriers have a specific weight limit, and then they'll charge you for if you go over. Some will charge you for a bag. You won't know that until you get there unless you check it online ahead of time.
Right, definitely check in online. And the same thing, when we were booking travel, we tried to make sure that nobody had any kind of, that they required transit visas. If you did, you were notified. But it might be smart, just call the airline you're flying with just to double check and make sure.
Yeah, definitely do that. I mean, that's on you. So make sure you have what you need and you're very well prepared. Extra towels, again, if you need them, an umbrella. This weather is very unpredictable. One day it can be extremely hot. Next day it's going to rain and be cold. So bring an umbrella, bring a sweatshirt or a light jacket, bring comfortable shoes.
Definitely the comfortable shoes.
Yep. And bring information about your action plan. So we've asked all of you to identify issues that you want to work on when you go home. You can pick one for your action plan. So make sure you're prepared. Do your research. That's your preparation before you get here.
Yeah, and we sent you a couple links that might be helpful in what we sent out last week. There were some really good websites that were on there that may be helpful to you.
Yes. An alarm clock or a phone with an alarm.
Right, exactly.
Being late is not acceptable. Not showing up is not acceptable. So make sure you get up because all of a sudden you'll get your second wind around, say, 11, which we hope not, but you still have to come to the workshops. Okay. So travel. What did you say we had questions coming in?
Yeah, we have a couple questions that are coming in. I usually bring my laptop with me. It has a lot of documents on there. Will we have internet connection in the dorms? And yes, you will. When you check in, I believe Wheelock will give us a username and password, and we will supply that to you so that you will be able to have wireless internet in the dorms and all areas of campus if you do bring your own laptop. And is there a curfew?
Yes, there is a curfew. And the curfew is...
The curfew has been 10 p.m. on campus, which means anywhere within the Wheelock campus. And then at 11 o'clock, you have to be back in the dorm building, which is Peabody Hall, where we're all staying. And we will go around and double check. You don't have to necessarily be in your own room. You can go to other people's rooms and talk and that, but you have to be in Peabody Hall no later than 11 p.m.
Yes, and no outside guests are ever allowed in Peabody Hall. If you have free time, which again, if you've seen the schedule, there's not a lot, and you want to meet someone for dinner after the program ends for the day, you can, as long as you're back on campus by 10 o'clock. And no, you cannot stay with a relative. You must stay at Wheelock College.
Right. Let's see, is our converters a must for any of their electrical things?
If you want to use your electrical things, yes. Yes, converters are a must.
Hold on. Here's a new one coming in. Oh, if we're traveling with a certain airline, but flight operated by a different one. So if they have one airline that's doing one part of the flight and another airline doing another part of the flight, which airline should we check to know the weight limits?
I would check both.
Right.
Check both. My guess is the one that is, if you're starting on one airline, you're getting a
Right.
connection, the one that matters is the first one when
Yeah,
they first check in.
Yeah, I would definitely check in with that one because they're going to
Yes.
be the one that's going to do anything when it comes to, you know, whether it's overweight or if you have to pay a fee for an extra bag or anything like that. You can always call the airline and let them know that this is the first leg of your flight and that you're going to be going international. You know, that might help.
Yeah.
So
All right. So again, it says here that you should have received some travel information from Carrie already last week. If you haven't, definitely let us know. I've seen it on Facebook, like so and so didn't get a schedule or whatever, but you should all have received something. So that may mean that maybe we had a typo in an email, or we have the wrong email. So
yeah,
make sure you let
definitely
us know.
Let us know. What I can do is I can go back and I can actually post the schedule onto the Empower Peace homepage that you can download.
That's a good
I
idea.
can do that later today. So, by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, I can make sure that that happens so that anybody can have a copy of it in case you didn't receive it.
Yes. Okay. All right. So again, just to review, travel, we will be at the airport greeting you. You just have to look for us. We'll have a sign. It'll say Empower Peace, Women2Women. It'll be our staff members. It may be some of our interns with us. You will then be put on a bus and sent to Wheelock. Sometimes we kind of we wait for groups of people to arrive. So you may have to wait a little bit at the airport.
Yeah, but it's usually never very long.
Never very long. Wheelock is about 20-30 minutes from the airport, although they're doing construction right now. So
And
that
we've got the concert
and we have
that
the
night.
concert, so it may take you 45 minutes
To an
an
hour,
hour to get to Wheelock College. All right, luggage. This is in bold. You can see it on your screen. Do not bring more than you can personally carry. We've already talked about weight restrictions and bag fees. Check with your airline. We're very thorough here.
Make sure when you're traveling, keep a copy of your travel itinerary with all your flight information. Keep that with you. And keep the copy of the phone numbers that has Trisha's phone number as well as my phone number. Keep that with you just in case. So that should go in your carry-on or carry with you,
Yeah, we're never without our phones.
Right. Literally, we will have it.
Yeah.
And make sure that when you check your bag, make sure that you have that receipt that the airline gives you. Make sure you don't lose it, because should anything happen, that your bag goes on another flight or it's misplaced, that little receipt is going to be what allows us to help them track the bag and get it back to you while you're here in Boston.
All right. Let's see.
Okay. Got a couple of questions. I'm doing a transit in Paris. Should I have a Schengen visa as well? Double check with the airline, but for the most part, anybody traveling through Paris, as long as you're staying in the international terminal, you are not leaving, you do not need any kind of visa. But again, double check with the airline that you're flying just to make sure.
All right. So then we go back to the questionnaire, the survey link that they got. Maybe we should post it on Facebook too so that they can see it. But absolutely fill out that survey because we need that for Rusty's presentation.
Right. I got a couple other questions coming in. Should I print out my reserved plane ticket or present it to the flying desk? When you go to the airport, what I sent you is just a copy of your travel itinerary. So when you go to the airport and check in and give them your passport and everything, they will actually give you the electronic tickets right there. So that is just basically your travel itinerary. So just tell, when you check in, tell them, you might want to give them the copy of the actual itinerary, but you'll be fine at that point. So they'll give you your tickets right there and then.
Anybody else?
Will we need formal clothes?
Formal, I would say business attire. So when you're visiting these different campuses, what you don't want to have is, you want to look presentable, you want to look nice. You don't have to be, in a business suit. I would say, yeah, business casual. No, for the Americans, no shorts. I would say no tank tops. Uh, but no, I think, you are going to be traveling around, so you want to be comfortable.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't say formal, no.
Those are the only questions I have right at this moment.
It's because we are so thorough. All right. Doug, do you have any questions?
I have a question.
Okay, Doug in the background here has a question.
What happens if my luggage is lost?
Good question. In case you
Should I
didn't hear
carry
it.
some stuff with me?
That's an excellent question.
Excellent question, Doug Wicks.
Thank you.
Okay, the question was, what happens if my luggage is lost? And should I carry extra things with me on the plane? Yes. It's always a good idea to try and bring an extra outfit on the plane, just in case your luggage does get lost.
Has that ever happened in the past?
Yes, it has. Most of the time, we are very lucky and we're able to retrieve the luggage within a
24
day.
hours.
Yes,
yeah,
we
usually.
have had a couple of instances where, they have gone through the entire week without their luggage.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it took about a month for it to return to them.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. We don't anticipate this happening, but if it does, you'll have your luggage tags. We will do everything we can to get your luggage back as fast as we can. I mean, it's not up to us, but we will at least go to the airport and pick everything up.
Absolutely. We'll make
But
sure they get
bring an extra outfit on your carry-on if you can. All right, so where are we now? Homework assignment. We talked about the survey. We also talked about preparing for your action plan, and that means doing research on the issue you want to work on.
right.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you want to print that out and bring that with you, just make sure that you are able to talk about it, and
because you're going to be breaking up into groups that very first day.
right.
So, be a good idea. All right, we have any other questions?
Is it okay to walk around alone?
No, it is not okay to walk around alone. Boston is, for the most part, a very safe city. Where you are, I'm very comfortable with groups of people walking around, but you never want to walk alone, ever.
No.
Especially if you're not familiar with the city. I mean, my bigger concern is that you'll get lost.
That is true. And well, one thing that you will have, we're going to give you when you check in, you're going to have credentials that have your name on them. But on the back, and we'll show that to you when you check in, but it will have our cell phone numbers. It'll have Wheelock's address and all of that information. So you'll have that with you at all times. But yeah.
Plus, you're going to make a lot of friends. You're not going to have a chance to walk alone.
Right. And we're going to have alumni that are also there. So, I mean, if you're here on Sunday morning and you want to go out, well, maybe we can arrange that, you can go with a group, around Boston and that. So yeah, but
not that there's a lot of time for that. I mean, yes, can you
Sunday
walk from the
there's some
dorm
time.
to the cafeteria by yourself? Yes. I mean,
right.
I wouldn't
but
want
not
you
walking in and around throughout Boston by
Right.
yourself. No. Should we prepare on only one issue?
That's a good question. You will be delivering an action plan on one issue, but if you want to prepare for two and then pick one when you get here, great.
From 8 to 10 p.m., are there still any shops open or facilities outside available?
Not really. That's why I take advantage of Saturday. No, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's very slim. But again, you have a week to learn how to change the world.
And we are going to be going shopping on Friday for a couple hours too.
Yes.
So
it's going to be great. I've seen these groups and just what they can do in 2 hours, okay? You're going to have no problem.
Are there any current issues we will talk about? And if so, can we get prepared about, doing any kind of readings or anything? So is there anything that any subject matter that we're going to be talking about, and maybe some of the presentations that they might want to familiarize themselves with ahead of time?
That's a good question. I mean, the issues that we're going to be focusing on throughout the week are issues that you all have identified, and that is domestic violence, sexual violence, FGM, human trafficking, early childhood marriage, access to education, access to healthcare, gender equality. So, I mean, it really runs the spectrum. I know that we've given you all a few links on Facebook to just kind of brush up and have some information on, but you're going to be hearing from experts who are going to be explaining these issues to you and some of the work that they're doing. So, overall, and take a look at the links that we're posting because I think that will help you, but nothing specific that you'll have to know before you get here.
Yeah, I mean, really just whatever you want your action plan topic to be. That's what you really need to make sure that you have working knowledge of. And we don't have anything else coming in right this moment.
We're good? Okay.
Oh, I say that. Because I have, suppose I have an action plan I wish to implement back home. Can I get financial support of one of the experts or Empower Peace itself?
That is a very good question. And the answer, unfortunately, is no. But what you will be learning is the different options. So that may be a question that you ask one of the experts that's talking to you about this particular issue. How do you get funding? Are there government agencies? Are there nonprofits that would help fund your program? So that's an excellent question. Part of Preeti Rayo's presentation is also going to be, how do you fundraise? But that's also when you're putting together your action plan. I've had some people say, well, I'm going to do a week-long conference and I'm going to have so many people there. And that's awesome. But it's probably not going to happen in the next 6 months because it does take resources. It does take a lot of people supporting your program. So what we would probably tell you in that case is maybe make it a lot smaller. Maybe start off in your school. Maybe start off with a living room conversation. So these are all questions that we'll answer during the week.
Okay, is it okay to print out articles from our research and dialogue them with our thoughts and then bring them with us?
Absolutely. That's a great question.
That's all we have coming in right this moment.
All right. And the schedule is very busy, and you're going to be on the go from, literally from 7:30 in the morning until sometimes 8 o'clock at night. And you're going to be given a lot of information. You're going to be talking to a lot of people, but it is going to be fun too. I mean, how many times can you find yourself in a room with, 60 to 70 people from around the world who care about the same issues that you do and want to make positive change around the world? So it is a huge opportunity. Take advantage of every minute. Try to rest up. Rest up before you get on the plane. There's not a lot of rest time built in the schedule. So anything you want to add? I mean, I think we're good, right? We have all the.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just going back to, if you haven't had a chance to do the survey, definitely go online and do the survey. But yeah.
We'll see you in Boston.
Right.
I'll see some of you in Terminal E.
Right. And if we haven't answered your questions, feel free to email Trisha or myself, and we will definitely get back to you.
Okay. See y'all in a few days. Thank you, Doug. Live audience participation really does make a huge difference.
And Samia says thank you.
All
right.
And we're out.